yeah, I think definitely having a manager is probably like your first priority as an artist. Also because if you do end up working with a manager who's like at a company and stuff like that, they work off of commission. So they have to believe in you as an artist, that you're gonna like make money, like you're gonna be successful, because otherwise they wouldn't be making anything. So it's like, you know that they're not just in it for the money, that they actually believe in you. And there's a lot of, I think in the industry there's a lot of like snakes and like people who are just kind of trying to get money out of you. So I think having a manager is also good because they can protect you from people like that, if you have the right.
I think it always makes life easier when you know the people as friends and then kind of get on to working together. I know from following you for a little while, and even in general, that even you've spoken about being a little shy about, talking about your work too much and stuff like that. And when I look at your album, and what you said was actually you want to help your listeners find the vulnerabilities of everyday life. How do you balance being vulnerable and still kind of private about certain things on such a public platform with work that is coming from such a personal space?
It's a good question. I think it's...
Tell me, because I need to know.
Tell me. It's kind of weird because I don't know if I'm like completely an introvert. I think I'm kind of like in between. For me, it's like with people I don't know at all, it's like I'm really quiet. Like when you first meet, I'm sure you know this. And especially in like bigger groups, I'm like really quiet if I don't know anyone that well. But it's like if it's one-on-one or like smaller, people always like, wait, like you're so like you talk a lot, and I'm like, yeah. Actually, they're like, shut up. Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. Yeah, so I think on social media it's actually not super difficult for me to be vulnerable, because I don't know why, but it's just like I can't like see people's faces, so it's like easier for me to just kind of like, even on live streams and stuff, it's actually easier for me to be vulnerable than like, and less shy than if I was like performing on stage and like I could see everyone's faces, because that like scares me. Yeah,
that is so interesting, because I mean, I know a lot of people who it would be the other way around, like if they're actually in front of you, it's okay. But when you see them on a screen or like putting something out into the social media void is just like stressful.
And then also like, I think through my music, I can be like completely vulnerable, because also a lot of it's like masked in like lyrics and stuff. So it's like, it's not like you're explicitly saying like, this happened to me and then this happened, so it's like an artistic form, so it's much easier, I think, for me to be vulnerable in that sense.
Do people ask you like, what is that song about? Or has anyone asked you?
Yeah, I actually like talking about that. Like, it's easier for me to like distance myself from my emotions, to be like, yeah, so that song is about, like, as if I didn't write it, like, yeah, this song is about this.
Now we're all in quarantine and we've been stuck for a while. How has that been for your process? Are there any new habits that have, like, just new habits that have come up which help you? And are there any that have kind of hampered your process?
Honestly, like, I think in general, quarantine has been, like, my habits during quarantine have been very sporadic. Like, it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna start doing this now, and then it's like a month of that, and then I'm like not doing it anymore. Like exercising, I was like, I'm gonna get abs in quarantine. Like, it's gonna happen.
Yeah. And that's not relatable at all.
And then like the EP started coming out, and I like did not have time anymore, and then I just stopped doing it. I was like, it's okay, it's fine, I don't need abs. But but yeah, I think in general, like, because the EP was coming out, it's good because I had something to keep me busy, because I think like definitely the first couple weeks of quarantine were a little bit intense, because a lot of like people I knew had coronavirus, so it was like a little bit like difficult, because I was like stressed out for like the first couple weeks. But I think once the EP release was happening, it's like I had a lot of stuff to do, so I was like really busy. And then creatively, I think it's definitely been difficult to create, for me at least. Like, I've kind of written stuff and like written songs, but I'm not like really happy with them, or like it's been difficult for me to create stuff. Like I'm able to practice and stuff, but like creating like original stuff is like really difficult for me right now. But I'm hoping like now I feel like more normal. So once this EP is like over, I think I'll be focusing more on like writing and stuff. I'm saying stuff so much. Okay. I think also like over here so much going on like politically that it's like so difficult to like do anything. It definitely like takes a toll on your mental health. So like it's hard to focus on things like this when you're like, okay, there's so many more important things going on that I should be focusing on. And yeah, I think it's just been a crazy time. Like I can't even say like, oh, there's something productive that I've been doing, but
no, I can imagine. And also, I mean, personally for me, creating art when there's so much happening around gets to you because it comes from such an emotional space. So when you write your songs, can you sort of dissociate, or does that help? Like, can you channel what you're feeling into your songs effectively on most days? How do you write? Like, do you just carry a notebook or something around? How does that work?
Yeah, I think definitely like everything around you affects you. Like you said, it's very like emotional and connected to how you're feeling. And for me, it's like everything that's going on. Like I probably wouldn't write music about it just because I don't know how I would channel those emotions with this like a good song per se. Like I also like don't feel authorized to write a song about something like that, but I am able to distance myself actually. Like I think a lot of times like I can write music about like things that happened in the past, or it's like I can look upon like pictures of like moments and then I can go back to it and like, oh, this is what I was feeling. On my phone, like on my notes app, I'll just like write down little things that inspire me, or like in my voice memos I'll just like sing little melodies that inspire me. But yeah, I think in general for me it actually hasn't translated into song, like everything that's happening here, but I am able to like draw upon earlier things, which I think right now is helpful because there's not much happening.
Okay, one last question before we go to like a rapid-ish segment. I don't want to call it rapid fire because I'm so sick of that term, but it's just like quick questions. So just one last question before that. With producing this album, with writing songs for a while now and things, what are like the 3 biggest learnings you would say you've had?
Wow, that's hard. Well, one like major thing I've learned actually is like, this is kind of just like a logistical thing, I don't know, is that when you're like recording vocals, usually like your first take is the best. Like that's the, because
really?
You're not overthinking. I mean, you have to like warm up and stuff, practice before, but when you record it, like when you do a first take, it's usually the best one because you're not overthinking and like thinking about, oh, I need to sing this note better, like I need to sing this note better, like this part doesn't sound that good, you know. And it always ends up being like we'll take a bunch of takes and then it's like, oh, the first one is kind of the best, like most of the first one is the best, and then there's like little parts we'll patch in there. But I think from writing, I think what I've just learned is that I think I'm just such an overthinker that a lot of times I start writing a song and I'm like, okay, this needs to be good, like this has to be good. And then I'm like
no pressure, but you need to write like an amazing song.
Exactly. I'm sure, I don't know if you feel that too when you're like creating art, but it's like, oh my god, if you do like one wrong thing, one thing that you don't like,
it's over, it's done. And like looking at like a blank piece of paper, or like on my iPad when I draw, and just seeing that blank canvas, it's so intimidating, which is so strange to a lot of people, but I fully understand what you mean.
Yeah, I think definitely it's just like trying to get out of my head more. I think it's crazy because 2 of the songs on the EP, Beautiful Mind and Water I'll Grow, the 2 new ones, were written in like an hour, and that's like when I'm not overthinking and I'm just like, oh, there's something I learned, and like let me just like do something, and I'm not like judging myself through the process. I'm just like, haha, like I don't know what this is, let me just write it, you know. And then a lot of times like when I'll like play it for someone and then they'll be like, whoa, this is a good song, and I'm like, oh really? Like then I don't, if I'm not like thinking about it like, oh, this is gonna be a good song, like then it's like
makes sense.
Not overthinking in general is like something that I need to work on, but also something that I've learned in general. Like another thing that I've learned is just to try to go out of your comfort zone a little bit when it comes to making music. And sometimes that's finding people to work with that are that'll push you in that way. Like when I work with Daniel, a lot of times, like the good thing about like our working relationship is just that he will have like ideas and stuff, and he'll be able to be like, no, like I think you should do this instead, and I'll be able to be like, no, I think we should do this instead. And I think having that like pushback and having people who can push you creatively is important if you're choosing someone else to produce your stuff. Yeah.
So now we're going to do a segment which is going to make you regret saying yes to doing this.
Oh no.
I mean, I hope it doesn't, but it might just. What is your favorite song right now by another singer?
Oh my god, I don't even have one. Probably Godspeed by Frank Ocean. It's a really old song, but...
Okay. You do a lot of like covers of other songs as well. So what has been one of your favorite covers like that you did?
Probably the Tori Kelly. I do some Tori Kelly ones, and those are really fun. So
3 creators that you think everybody should follow.
Anushka Hardikar.
Really, I wasn't expecting.
That's it.
No, really, but just like throw 3 other names.
I need to think about this. I actually love Best Dressed on YouTube. I don't know if you like watch her, but she was a film major at UCLA, which is like also where I went, and her YouTube videos are really good. They're all about fashion and stuff, but I think they're really interesting. I love Humans of New York, so amazing. Oh, I've been obsessed with. Okay, this is not really like an artistic person, but the I don't know if you've seen, but there's this baby on TikTok who's really cute, and
Gray. Is it that?
Yeah,
Is
Gray and Mama.
I want to be able to have that child as my own. I know, yeah. I think I've been obsessed with. It's so cute. It's just like a serotonin release, you know, when you watch it. Usually I watch one video from, like, I follow them on Instagram, I watch one video every day. Does it feel good? They're all from the same country or whatever.
This dog account called, or this dog named Tucker Budson or something. He's this golden retriever, and he has like the most rolls I've ever seen, like on his neck.
And she does these videos of him where he's like looking down like this. It's so cute. She does so anyway.
I used to watch those always when I woke up. I want to start my day off right. I'm gonna look at some puppy rolls.
good way to do that. One word to describe how quarantine has been.
First world that came was stressful, so.
Stressful works. Something, it could be a skill or a habit that you want to work on as a creative or as a musician, anything.
Probably just like writing more consistently, like writing every day or something like that.
Can you teach me 1 or 2 vocal exercises so I can learn how to sing decently?
Sure. Okay. So I'm actually a voice teacher too. Like I teach little kids. I mean, I wouldn't.
I
be
have not known
like,
this.
you know,
I'm gonna be your next student.
Amazing. Okay. That'll be 500. I'm just kidding. Okay. Okay. So one that we do is this really easy. It's like a lip roll. So you have to go like. Yeah.
I'm good at that.
And another one we do is just like you go 5 up and down on the scale, but you say, "Mama made me mash my M&Ms." So it's like, "Mama made me."
Can you do that?
M&Ms.
Oh.
You mash my M&Ms, and it like wakes up your lips too because you're moving. Yeah.
That is so cool. I'm gonna do that now. I'm gonna do that every day and annoy everyone in my house. In closing, 3 pieces of advice you'd like to give someone working on their own music, someone who just is trying to create something in this industry. What is 3 things that you would tell them?
Okay. Don't compare yourself to other people. Like everyone has different timelines. If someone's doing better than you, be inspired by them. Don't like compare yourself. Next, I think with writing music, I think it's just like don't be afraid to write a bad song. Like this is actually advice I've gotten from like other people. Not like I didn't create this, so like not mine. But I think that's one of the best pieces of advice I've heard. It's like don't like get in your head so much. Like if you need to write, just like write a song. If it's bad, like who cares? You can write more songs. Like it's fine. And then I think lastly, it's just like surround yourself with like people who are going to inspire, and that's like also in your like friend group and like your family, and just like your general ecosystem is
Right.
the word, but yeah, just like surround yourself with people who are like positive, who are gonna help you, like are, because I think that's really important when you're like a creative. It's because you draw upon those influences, and you need to make sure that like you have those people around you. So I think those are the pieces of advice I'll give.
Those were amazing pieces of advice. And to everyone who's watching, I hope this has been nice to get to know Sanjana a little bit better, just to get to know how somebody creates and puts their work out there, and some random memories and stories from here and there. So please go and listen to her songs. I will be putting everything in the descriptions, and you can find her songs anywhere. Her album is called Water I'll Grow. And lastly, can you sing us like 1 or 2 lines from any of the songs? क्या आप हमारे लिए एक छोटा सा गाना गा सकते हैं? So please do us the honor.
Can I be more than what I've been thinking about? Can I live in the moment just once?
Wow! Sanjana, thank you so much for doing this. With it being the first thing, there's just been so many mess ups which we will never reveal.
Hold on, you like, wait, the side of it? Okay, you're frozen. Oh, that, you're completely frozen, so I can't tell what's going on. It's okay, like it looks fine, like you're smiling.
But thank you so much. This has been a lot of fun, and like we have been talking over text and generally over Instagram, but I think this was like different for me at least.
Yeah, this is, yeah, for sure. This is really fun.
Okay, awesome. I'm looking forward to a lot more from you, as I'm sure you will put out soon, and I will continue to wake up to your voice every day.
I really can't believe that's your alarm.
It's such a weird thing to say, but now I've said it. So see you soon, and thank you everyone for tuning in.
Thank you. Bye. Nobody gonna break myself. Nobody gonna show me down. Got to keep on moving. I flew away to China in a little rowboat to find her. Uh-oh, I got to keep on moving.
Thank you so much for watching that video, guys. If you like it, don't forget to give it a big fat thumbs up, and please subscribe to the channel to see more. Please leave your feedback and suggestions and what you thought of this episode in the comment section below, and I will see you very, very soon with a whole lot of new content and some wonderful creators. Till then, stay safe, take care, love you all, bye.